Today, this is going to change your life. Ryan Sergeant Shanahan, a personal trainer from Canada, is here. He's declaring war on excess body fat, and he has a kettlebell boot camp for us, and he's going to tell you how to protect yourself from the fat terrorist. Later in the show, Bob Riches, a fitness model from London, has a shoulder workout, and he'll answer all of your fitness questions in our Ask the Expert segment. First up, Ryan Shanahan. Great to have you here today, Ryan.
Great to be here, Gregory.
So what's this about the fat terrorists? How are you going to protect us from them?
Well, fat terrorists, we all know who they are. Someone, if you're at work and someone says, here, have a donut or a cookie, even though they know you're on a weight loss program, or someone who says, hey, let's go for a drink after work. Someone who says, let's go against your weight loss program.
Right.
They are, specifically, they are fat terrorists, and they must be avoided at all costs. I mean,
there are a lot of them out there.
There's a lot. It's actually been scientifically proven that if you have obese friends or overweight friends, there's a 50% chance that you will also be obese too. So there's two decisions. You can become a leader and get that group to say, hey, let's start working out, or you can drop the friends. But avoid fat terrorists. It's very important.
And I absolutely believe that. When I go home for the holidays, I shouldn't say this, but you know, there's a lot of food around during the holidays, and I always say, and they've done studies that prove this, that if you put the food there, people will eat it, and if it's too convenient, people will eat it, and if it's not. So I always tell my mom, I say, Mom, when it's there, she said, but you don't have to eat it, and I say, but Mom, if it's there, I will eat it. So.
Now you're hitting on a great point here, and I'm going to go off a little bit, and this might be controversial, but there's a lot of obese kids out there. There's a lot of fat kids out there. And what's the problem? When was the last time you saw a kid pushing a grocery cart, 10-year-old kid, putting food in, and then giving their credit card to pay for it and then drive home? When was the last time you saw that?
So you're saying the parents are being the enablers or whatever they call it.
You never see that. And this is, I think, child obesity is a form of child abuse. And that's going to be controversial, but who is feeding these kids? It's the parents.
You know, I actually read in the paper that in one case with a kid with severe childhood obesity, I think they took steps to take the kid out of the parent's home or away from the kid, and they actually were considering it a form of child abuse.
Yeah.
So it's actually come to that these days.
Well, there's 120 million overweight or obese Americans, and this can be changed. I mean, it's very deadly. I mean, there's not only is there self-confidence, and you can't wear clothes, and you can't play with your kids because you're too heavy or out of breath, but there's fatal health consequences here. And if you're obese, you can get diabetes, heart attack, cancer, and this isn't like, 10 years down the road. This is, you could have a heart attack today. If you're 40 and your waist measurement is larger than your chest measurement, you are a prime candidate for a heart attack.
Wow, 140.
But we can change that, and this is what I'm here for. There's a solution.
First, I want to ask you though, okay, you're saying in America. What about Canada, since you're from Canada? Is it as bad up there, or is it just America?
Well, I'm talking about North America. The stats are for America, 120 million. But North America, there is a rising percentage, and I think it's raising up 15% over the past year. So there is, it's North America that we have to fix.
So there are fat Canadians too.
Oh yeah, I mean, we stay leaner because we do run away from the polar bears. So it does keep you lean.
I'm still waiting for the Canadian accent to creep in yet.
I'll give you an A.
So, but these are part of, when you were saying avoid the fat terrorists, that's part of your your rules for, part of your war on fat.
That's right. I mean, we have to declare a war on excess body fat. And I have 5 Sergeant Shanahan rules to help jumpstart you and achieve that. Fat terrorists are one of the rules. Number 1 is having a desired goal. The definition of goal is target or aim. So imagine a dartboard and you're aiming for the bullseye. That's your target. That's your goal. Now, if that's I want to lose 40 pounds so I'm not obese, or if it's I lose 10 pounds to get fit into my skinny jeans again. That's depending on the person.
Each person.
Now, desire is, the definition of desire is a want or feeling strongly for. And desire is like fuel for a car. Without it, you're not going anywhere. So what you have to do is have a goal and desire it and want it more than anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the first one, the goal, and set it each person, and the goal is different. So what are some of the other rules for
well, number 2 is ripitude versus fatitude.
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, this is very common, and ripitude is basically positive attitude versus negative attitude. Fatitude is saying things like, I don't have the time to work out, it's excuses, going to the gym's too hard, I don't want to get sweaty, basically saying I can't. Now, ripitude is the positive attitude, and that is saying, how can I make myself better? I will do this, and I can do it. Now, this might sound, oh, this is positive talking stuff, but I'm going to demonstrate the power of ripitude over fatitude. And can I ask you to help me out?
Sure.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get you to stand up.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is get you to face this way.
Face this way, okay.
Now, which is your stronger arm?
My left arm. I'm left-handed.
Okay, so lift up your left arm.
Okay, just hold it out like this?
That's right. Now, just remember, ripitude is positive, fatitude is negative.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I want you to say ripitude, 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 and I'm going to push down on your arm, and I want you to resist.
So I should say that while you're pushing down.
Right. Okay. Now we're going to test your strength when we say ripitude.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want you to say ripitude.
Ripitude. Ripitude.
Say it. Say
ripitude.
it. Good.
Ripitude.
Good. So you felt the strength.
The
positive ripitude. Now I want you to hold your arm up, and I want you to say fatitude.
Fatitude.
And what I'm going to do, just for demonstration purposes, is push you down with 2 fingers. Okay? Now, what I want you to say is fatitude.
It's hard to feel positive about this. Fatitude.
Okay, ready? Say it again. Fatitude, fatitude.
Fatitude. Fatitude.
Ready? One finger, everybody. Say it.
Fatitude, fatitude.
Good. Now I want you to go back to ripitude. Ready?
Ripitude.
Say it again. Ripitude, ripitude, ripitude.
Ripitude.
That's it. Did you feel the power? You felt weaker when you said fatitude.
It's my own arm. I'm starting to check here. I wonder if this has been rigged. It's
no, basically, and this is the power of the mind, and this is very important, especially if you're trying to lose weight. So if you're saying, I can't lose weight, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to lose weight. But if you have the ripitude and say, I will do this, and I can do this, and I'm going to make it happen, it's amazing what you can achieve. And I'll show you.
Ripitude.
And what I'll show you here is the incredible results here.
Oh,
I had
this is before and after?
One girl here, she lost 40 pounds with the ripitude. And then also myself here.
This is you?
And this is me, who,
this is you.
I actually had a bike injury and during a triathlon, so I was laid up. I couldn't work out, so I kind of let the body go a little bit.
How long ago was this you?
This was back in February of this year.
February of this year.
And I saw a poster in a bodybuilding or my gym for a natural bodybuilding contest, and I said I'm going to enter it. And people were laughing at me, saying I can't do it. Fat terrorists, get rid of them. So I entered this contest, and within 50 days, I changed my body. I gained 14 pounds of muscle, and I went down to 6% body fat in 50 days.
Okay, we got to talk.
No, it can
I need
be
the 50-day plan.
So that's ripitude versus fatitude.
I need 50 days? Is that what you said?
50 days. You can make incredible body transformations in only 50 days.
Wow.
Now, back to some of the other rules. So we have avoid fat terrorists. We have a specific desired goal. We have ripitude versus fatitude. Actually, I don't even say that word fatitude anymore. Now, what we have to do is add a little bit of TNT.
TNT, what's
TNT is today, not tomorrow. So if there's any viewers out there saying, oh, hey, I'm really motivated. I'm going to start on Monday, or I'm going to
today,
or I'm going to start in January. Don't wait. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get you right back up again. Stand up.
Okay, well, do it today.
Okay, you ready? Give me 5 squats.
5 squats. Okay.
1,
Good
2,
form, I hope.
Faster, Gregory, better posture.
He is the sarge.
Ready? One more. Good. You just had some TNT. You just started your workout.
If I can do it right now during the show, you better get up off your butt at home and do it, right?
That's ripitude, buddy. Good job.
That's right. See, I'm catching up.
Nice. I should have you on part of my team.
So have we got any more rules? Did we get through all of them, or where are we with the rules?
Well, now, okay, we've got the positive attitude. We're ready, raring to go. What you got to do is, how do I do this? So, and I've heard all the excuses. No time to work out. I don't have a gym membership. I don't have the money to get a trainer. I've got an answer for all of that.
Okay.
And what you got to do is, here's our tools, the kettlebell.
Kettlebell.
And this is basically the tool, my weapon of choice for war on excess body fat.
Okay, well, Ryan is going to come back later in the show, and we're going to do a kettlebell workout. We will be right back. And we are back. Joining me now is Rob Riches, a personal trainer from London. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm always sitting here asking the questions. Rob is a nutrition expert for several websites in Europe, and we are going to ask him some questions that have come in on the websites. Great to have you here today, Rob.
Thanks for having me.
So, okay, I'm going to read these off, some of these that have come in.
Fire away.
Someone wants to know, how quickly can I expect to see a decrease in my body fat percentage?
Okay.
I don't know where they're starting, but I guess...
That's an interesting question. Yeah, a lot of people ask me this, and it's a question which a lot of people want to know out there. The key to it is nutrition, of course, but it's balancing your body. I think Ryan earlier was talking about the fat terrorists. For me, it's about getting your body into balance. Once you find out what nutrients and how much of which you need to take in, and you've got kind of, you're at an equilibrium, then you can start to manipulate factors to be able to control fat loss, start to gain muscle. The key here is to keep your metabolism elevated, and to coax fat loss, not force it.
And I always say, nutrition is such the biggest part of it, because you can work out all you want, but if you're not
you can work out, and that's what will help repair and grow muscle. But the food that you put in will allow your body to be able to grow muscle. Or actually, you need to eat to burn fat as well. A lot of people don't realise that. They just
how much do you eat a day? How many calories?
How much do I eat? I'm always eating.
Always eating?
Yeah, I tend to stick
I wish,
to about 6 meals.
I wish I could eat like
6
that.
meals a day.
6 meals a day.
But there's 3 factors I find, and that is what you eat, when you eat, and how much of that you eat.
And how many calories a day are you having?
At the moment, I'm trying to build a little bit more muscle for my next show, so I'm probably on about 4,500, which still isn't that much considering the average. Call them Americans here. Average American, a fast food meal, without naming any companies here, is going to be about 1,200 calories, and that's just one meal. So even at 4,500, it's not that much compared to what most people eat.
Somebody else wants to know, says one of my arms is bigger and stronger than the others. Why is that, and how can I get both my arms to look and feel the same?
And we saw earlier your left arm is your strongest.
Yeah, because we're left-handed. I'm not. Most people aren't ambidextrous, so I'm assuming one side is going to be stronger, of course. So.
Adaptation, the body that you use. I mean, we've got 2 different limbs, and if people use their right arm more, then they're going to build up and develop more kind of muscles in that arm and gain more strength. The key to equalising it, again, a balance, is to a lot of people when they use weights and they train, they use machines or they tend to use barbells to train, like bench is a great example. I think we need to go back to using separate weights, dumbbells, which I'm going to show you a little bit later on.
So what about you? Which one of your arms is bigger?
My left's actually my bigger, but my right's my strongest. So figure that one out. That's an odd one there.
And so you, again, use the dumbbells then to try to even it out, is that
Yeah, and especially with the competitions, there's a big focus on weak point training. So when you find that weakness, you should really focus on that and have that as your goal, instead of focusing on, I want a big chest, I'm just going to do bench press. You need to find out what your weak body parts are and bring them up.
And that'll carry over to legs. And
absolutely, yeah. Legs are a key point. A lot of people lack the leg training, and legs is half your body. So to bring the legs up, it will change the whole appearance of your body.
And even one leg is stronger than the other is one reason I was saying that, right?
Yeah, but legs a little bit less so than arms, because legs you walk on them all the time unless you're hopping along or you have an injury. But legs tend to be pretty much equal for strength.
Okay. Someone else wants to know, I'm in my 40s and haven't lifted weights for over 10 years. What is the best way of getting back into it? And will it be harder to get back into it than the first time I started?
2 answers to that question. No, it won't be harder to get back into. As I say with the body, it's like riding a bike. You've got that muscle memory. So for that person, even though 10 years has passed, their body will still pick up well and respond well to weight training. The thing with this, again, the first part of that question is this subject is 40. So he's probably a bit deconditioned over the years, and his testosterone has decreased, and so he needs to again focus very carefully on his nutrition and slowly work his way back into a weight training plan, instead of trying to follow his old one that he was doing when he was 10 years younger and had probably been lifting for 20 years or 10 years prior to that.
And how long do you think it'll take him to get back into it? How many weeks or months?
6 weeks is a good kind of figure to aim for.
And do it today, don't
absolutely,
do it tomorrow.
Yeah, why wait till tomorrow?
Okay, another one. I've always had a problem with my lower abs and can never seem to show my lower abs. They improved when I started to exercise my abs with weights. I am now at 14% body fat, but still cannot see my lower abs. I used to be very fat, but that was 7 to 8 years ago. What can I do to help show them better? So he wants those abs. And
there's a key point in that question, and that was they started to improve when I started to train them. A lot of people don't actually train the lower abs. What you'll find they'll do is crunches, which will mainly focus on the upper abs up here. And abs, you've got 3 sections. You've got the upper, you've got the lower, and you've got the sides, the obliques. So first of all, it's important to train overall abdominal development. Nutrition's important as well, because for men especially, the tire section around here is typically where fat seems to deposit. So keeping an eye on his nutrition and training, not overtraining the abdominals. I mean, they're the same kind of muscles as you've got in the arms, and you wouldn't do like 200 reps on the arms. So keep the repetitions low, keep the form correct, and they will come. If you're good in your nutrition and you're training them well, they will appear. I'd say about 10%.
10% is when they start to
come through. Yeah.
And by the way, what percentage are you?
I'm a little bit higher than that at the moment, maybe around about 12.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
12%. Okay.
That will dip back down come next year.
So what's your competitive form?
About 3.5.
Wow.
Yeah, but that takes a little bit longer than 50 days. That's at the extreme.
And you're how tall?
About 5'11".
5'11". And how much do you weigh?
Now or then for the competitions? Okay, now I'm verging on 200 pounds. 200. And for my competition, it's around about 170. Quite 30 pounds.
30 pounds. You're going to lose 30 pounds. Mm-hmm. Wow.
A lot of the body fat, though, is you've got two different types. You've got the internal body fat as well, which that will decrease as well.
I think this is a related question here. Let's see. I was told that I need to first eliminate the fat covering my abs by diet and cardiovascular training before I could then try exercising them to see those muscles. Will training the abs just burn fat, or is it only for growing ab muscles?
Again, a good question, and something which people don't understand. They think that abdominal crunches will help burn the fat. That's spot reduction, and largely that doesn't work. It's not how it works. Again, the diet, you need to take the reins and have control of that to be able to see the abdominals, but it doesn't mean you should just lose the body fat before you start training. You need to work it on two levels. You need to be decreasing the body fat level, but at the same time increasing your muscle mass. And at one point you'll meet in the middle and you'll visibly see you've got much kind of thicker, clearly defined muscles with a lower body fat percentage.
Okay. Another question. I train as often as I can, but having kids is easier said than done. Having kids, that's easier said than done. I weigh about 200 pounds, and while I'm happy with my upper and lower body, I really want to get rid of my belly and be able to see my abs. What percent? Oh, there's just another question about abs. Okay.
See,
that's actually kind of, yeah. That was actually a little bit redundant there, I guess. But well, have you had any other new questions come in that I don't have here that people ask a lot on the website?
There was one question that I don't get asked at all. Actually, it was about a medication, a product called Propecia, which is for hair, to help sort of grow back the hair follicles. But there's...
I'm assuming you don't need that because you got a lot of hair up there.
I don't take it, but it's nice to know that there's something out there.
Because if you do, that's a good commercial because you work on whatever you're doing, that's it.
The thing which this man thought about it was that his testosterone would be decreased, and he was actually looking into anabolic steroids to try and counteract that effect. That's actually a myth. The Propecia actually increases testosterone. So if anything, it's going to benefit him for weight gaining. But the medication is a topic which not too many people are sure about. They take medication which will then, what it does is kill part of the body. So they
kill part of the body?
What medication does, yeah. Yeah, it fights the infection or the disease in you. So it's effectively fire against fire. So when people are taking medication, first of all consult their doctor, but also have a look at the vitamins and the minerals that they're taking in and may be deficient in.
Well, I know you've got a body cast over here. What is this? Can you tell me what this is all about?
I do, yes. After my last contest I did, which was Musclemania in Hollywood, I then went back to... That's me when I was a bit slimmer, but it's...
That's you at 170?
That's me at 170. And I commissioned an artist, sculptor called Ken Clark, who's been in the movies for the past 40 years, worked some of the big names. And he actually casted part of my body, two other parts as well, but I haven't got them here. And we've had them made, and they're available to buy, really, to purchase.
I know what one of the other parts was. I'm wondering.
This is my chest and abs and a bit of the arm. The other one was a life-size upper torso.
Okay.
And the third one was.
Are you sitting on it?
My backside.
Okay.
Yeah, like the sculptor David. So that was interesting to do.
It's a work of art, I'm sure. Okay, well, when we come back, Rob is going to do a shoulder workout for us, and Brian is going to do some kettlebells for us. We will be right back. And we are back with Ryan Shanahan and Rob Riches. Ryan has a kettlebell workout for us, and Rob is going to show us a shoulder workout. Okay, Ryan, I know you're the kettlebell, you're sergeant, you're the kettlebell boot camp guy.
That's right. Well, with kettlebell, you can do cardio, core, and muscle sculpting. So let's do an exercise for the love handle. This is called the disco side bend. Let's think of John Travolta back in the disco days, not currently. John, follow me, I'll help you out. Okay, what you're going to do is reach up, point to the disco ball, legs straight, slide down, touch the ankle, and up. So you got two words here, stretching, which slims the muscle, strengthen, which sculpts the muscle. 2 more reps here, up, up. That'll take care of the love handles.
And you get ready for Dancing with the Stars at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's next.
Okay,
what do you got?
We're going to alternate here. Rob is going to show us a shoulder workout.
Okay, this one's called the Arnold Press.
Okay.
There's no guessing where that came from. Probably the best exercise for the shoulders if you've only got one to do. And you start with the palms facing forwards, arms in line with each other. You're going to push up, not locking the arms out. As you push up, rotate round. So it's a full 180 degree. You're pushing up and rotation. And that's great for hitting the anterior, the front of the shoulder muscle there, and the medial part there. So really good overall development for the shoulders on that one.
Okay.
All right, you want to go out, you want to look good at the bar, you got to have some guns. Okay, so what you got to do is the Kettlebell Cowboy Gunslinger. So what we do is we stand, and imagine you have a gun in your holster. You got to show down, give a good stare. What you're going to do is pull the gun out, point, pull it back in. Now with the kettlebell, it's because you're squeezing harder. When you squeeze harder, more muscles get activated. So what you do is you put the gun in, pull it out, point, put it in, pull it out, point.
So Canadians love their guns, is that it?
Oh, yeah. All right, what do you got?
Okay, weak point training here for you. Back of the shoulders, which a lot of people don't even know they have.
Is that the scorpion? Is that what you're showing us on the back of the shoulder?
No, back of the shoulders.
Just got that there.
A lot of people get rounded shoulders from doing like bench presses and focusing too much on their pressing movements without working on the back, which will help bring the shoulders back. So I'm going to show you an exercise for that. 45-degree bend or more, keeping the knees soft. Your chest wants to be kind of in line with the toes. And all we're going to do is raise the arms up, trying to keep them in line with the shoulders. So no swinging them back like that or forwards.
So it's more
Out in line, and just a little tip, just to focus more on the deltoid, is just twist your little finger round and then bring it back down.
So you're raising it, the pinkies above the thumb.
As you come out, as if you're tipping a jug, your little finger comes up higher than the thumb, and that just hits more focus on the deltoids.
Okay, and the deltoids is the front part?
3 different heads, yeah. You've got the anterior, medial, and the posterior at the back.
Okay.
All right, this is like a kettlebell dumbbell showdown. Okay, let's do some cardio. What we're going to do, this is called the one-arm swing.
Okay.
So what we do is one hand on the hip, and you squat down, and you swing the kettlebell up. Now, this is based on the 600 technique. You've got 600 muscles in your body, so the more of those 600 muscles you work, the more calories you're going to burn.
600.
600. So what we're doing here is we're working from the fingernails down to the toenails, calves, quads, butt. And you do 30 reps of that, you're going to get a nice sweat going and some cardio working.
How many, are we using all 600 muscles?
Yeah, that's all 600
All
muscles
600.
right there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, what do you got?
Okay, clean and jerk, one of the best overall body exercises, along with the squat and deadlift perhaps.
Okay.
So you can use a bar, but we're going to use dumbbells here. And all we're going to do is squat down, keeping a good posture. Going to have an overhand grip, and what we're going to do is push up on the legs. As we do that, flick them up the bar or the dumbbell so they're sort of shoulder height. Second movement, keeping the knees soft. Push them up, come back down, reverse the movement. And again, using pretty much all major muscle groups in the body.
And you usually do use that with a barbell, you said.
It
It's like
helps
a clean and press.
it helps with the bar for
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah, okay. Ryan, I think you get to finish it off for us here.
All right, well, that's a good one. And what you can also do is with the kettlebell, too. So what you do is clean, press, down, clean, press, down. Now, with the kettlebell, because the weight is off-centered as opposed to a dumbbell, what's happening is you're working more stabilizer muscles, wanting to pull the arm back so it develops the chest muscles more. So you'll notice a lot of people, from using kettlebell, from squeezing harder, more arm definition, and they also notice their chest gets more definition too.
Oh, so definition. And are you always doing one at a time, or do you ever do two at a time?
Oh no, you
Both
can
sides?
definitely do two. There's a whole bunch. There's about 1,000 exercises you can do with this. Yeah, it's endless. It's Jim, in
come
the
back
palm
and
of
you
your
can show us
hand.
the other 990.
I'll be glad to come back.
Thank you very much, Ryan Shanahan from Canada. Rob Richards from London. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time.